Imagine you're getting ready to sell your home. You've spent time renovating the kitchen, the bathroom, finishing off the basement and updating landscaping, and you've come down to the most important decision: where to list your property. But here's the most interesting part. Two homes on the same street could have completely different outcomes when they list at the same time. One property could sell with multiple offers, the other property could sit and become stale on the market. So what makes the difference between these two properties? Often it comes down to listing price. Let's discuss that further. Hello everyone, my name is Daryl Matthews with the Matthews Group, and today I'm going to talk to you about listing prices and how they work in this market. Whether you're planning to buy a house, you're looking to sell a house, or you're just wanting to know how to understand the real estate market, knowing and understanding the listing pricing process can help you understand our market at a high level. The purpose of this video is to understand what a listing price is and why it's important. It plays a crucial role in you understanding what you'll receive for the property, where the property could sell, and in addition to that, how you position your property against others in this market. In the next few minutes, we're going to discuss several key points. First off, we're going to define what a listing price is. And after that, we'll go through why a listing price is important and why it plays a crucial part in the process, whether you're a seller or a buyer in this market. Shortly after that, we'll cover real-world experiences so you can apply our information to actual case studies. Finally, we'll discuss common misconceptions that people have around listing prices. By the end of this video, you're going to have a clearer understanding on what a listing price is and why it plays a crucial part in our real estate market. So let's start with the basics. A listing price is the price that the seller sets before they put the home on the market. For instance, they put a $450,000 price point on this home, and that's the price that you'll see in advertisements on Zillow, in real estate ads, and in the for sale sign in the yard. The listing price is only the starting point for negotiations between the buyer and the seller. However, you have to understand that that's not where it typically ends up. If I'm listed at $450,000, I may be above that if I had multiple offers, maybe below that if I priced this property wrong, or it could be at the sales price of $450,000 if we thought it was fair value. There are a few things that contribute to that condition. Sellers usually decide the listing price with their real estate agent. The real estate agent will pull what's called comparables, or a comparable market analysis, which is a group of properties that are in a certain area very close to the property that had a high success rate of selling at a certain price point. There are some sellers that are fixed on their sales price. My house is worth $450,000 no matter what you say, Daryl, and those sellers typically list on the market, and without any research or at least comparables, they usually stay on the market for a while. From your standpoint, if you're a seller heading into the market, you utilize the comparable market analysis to set your listing price. Now let's talk about why a listing price is so important. The first reason is that it influences buyers' interest on your property. For instance, we have a beautiful home that should be listed in between $450,000 to $465,000, right? That price at $450,000 is what I would say I would list that property at. Why is that, Daryl? I don't want to list at $449,000 because I'm going to cut out a buyer pool that is looking at their search function at $450,000 to $500,000. That whole buyer pool is cut out by that $1,000 difference. I'm seen as the best value at $450,000. Now, for those that are under that sales price, they are still going to insert in Zillow. I'm looking between $400,000 and $450,000. So we will pop up in two buyer groups, not only the buyers that are looking between $450,000 to $500,000, but also the buyers that are looking between $400,000 to $450,000. That slight change is so important for buyer interest. Second, the listing price affects how quickly a home sells. Let's say you price your property competitively. You could sell for $475,000, but you stuck with $450,000 because you wanted to gain as much interest as possible. That's going to push a multiple offer situation. But let's say there are other comparables that have sold for $485,000 and you think, you know what, my house is better than those that were on the market that sold for $485,000. Let's price aggressively at $500,000. Well, that may slow down your selling process in this market. Third, the listing price will impact the final sales price. This may seem surprising, but a property that is priced well will typically push for multiple offers, increasing that sales price. In contrast, an overpriced home will likely sit on the market longer, so you won't sell quick. What you're likely to see is a boatload of showings, needs for open house, and eventually price reductions or offers that are coming in below your list price. So in many cases, pricing a home right the first time is a key to success in a home sale. To better understand listing prices, let's talk about real-world example. And the example number one is going to be a competitive market situation. Let's say we're in a high turnover area, and typically this is a first-time home buyers area, and we're priced at $350,000. Now, most homes in this neighborhood sell for $400,000, maybe high 390s. But we priced our property at $350,000 to push what's called multiple offers on the property. We priced at $350,000 and we received multiple offers pushing us to $388,000. In this situation, the seller received multiple offers because of their pricing and buyer demand. They were at $350,000, hitting multiple buyers that are looking in that market. If they would have priced at $400,000, they would have cut out a buyer pool. Though they may have ended at $375,000, they would have eliminated half of the buyers that would have made an offer on their property. Adversely, let's talk about a slower burn with a listing price. We listed a property at $750,000 where a lot of the homes in the area were selling for $670,000, $680,000, and we went aggressive because the seller put so much renovation, so much time, effort, and sweat equity into this property, they thought they deserved $750,000. Well, in this market, homes were selling for $670,000, $680,000 due to interest rates. It wasn't based on how much emotion the seller put into the property. With that property ended up sitting on the market for 45 days. Multiple feedbacks, multiple showings, and open houses, and eventually that property did receive an offer at $650,000, which they ended up settling at $665,000. These are two examples of how listing price can affect your outcome on a property. It's all about your buyer's interest. So when you're selling your property, the most important thing is your listing price. There are several misconceptions that confuse both buyers and sellers when listing a property. The first is that the listing price is our final sales price. We listed our home at $500,000 and we're going to get $500,000. It is meant to be a guidepost, not your final sales price. Misconception number two, Daryl, I want to list my property higher so I get a higher sales price. Not true. Let's say you have a property that is worth $600,000, but you believe that if you push to $650,000, you could change the comparable sales in your neighborhood. And that's not the case. What typically happens is that you put yourself in a different buyer pool that's now not only looking at your property at $650,000, but it's also looking at other homes at $725,000, and it's detrimental to your process. If I were you, I would price where appropriate, not price for a higher sales price. To summarize everything we talked about today, we defined what a listing price is and why it's important for buyer demand, buyer interest, in addition to that, how quickly a property sells as well. Then we discussed real-world examples. First, on how competitive pricing can lead to multiple offers, and second, how overpricing can lead to more days on market. Finally, we covered common misconceptions around listing price being your sales price. In addition to that, a higher listing price leading to a higher sales price. Those don't happen in this market. Understanding how the listing price works helps both buyers and sellers in this market determine how to purchase a property. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in real estate, reach out to us at the Matthews Group. Not only do we cover listing prices, but we cover the whole sales price in its entirety. In this video, we hope you have a clearer understanding on how to price your property right and why it's important to be competitive, not overpriced in our market. My name is Daryl Matthews. I look forward to working with you soon.